the most memorable story in terms of here I am, nearly 81, and I met my boxing coach at age 14. And looking back all those years, the thing that I remember the most was following one night my freshman year. He knew it was late. Boxing is during the winter months. The school bus had long gone. We had gotten through training. It was about a mile from where the high school was, maybe not quite a mile, by the time you went through the blocks to get to the highway. And I had to hitchhike. We're looking 7 o'clock at night, at least 6, 7 o'clock. It's cold. Idaho Falls is windy. It is really cold. But he took pity on me and says, I'd like to drive you home, Doug. It's extremely cold tonight, more cold than usual. So I was in his car, and he said this to me. He said, if you really want to be successful in boxing or anything you do in life, there's one great truism that you've got to learn. Now, I'm just a kid. I'm just 14. He says, you can't have your cake and eat it too. And I said, do you know what that means? I said, well, to be honest, I don't. It seems like it's a contradiction. That's right. It is a contradiction. You can't have your cake and eat it too. Well, I've since discovered that is a 17th century quotation. What it really means is this: you can't have it both ways. And how many times in life that you got a decision to make, and there's A and there's B, and you can't have A and B. But it's the natural tendency of someone to compromise or want to compromise because they don't want to make that hard decision. So no matter whether it's A or B, you win with A and you win with B. You lose with B and you also lose with A. Then what's it going to be? Well, what he said was this: if you want to become a great fighter and win your fights, you can't have it both ways. You'll have to make a decision because you can't have your cake and eat it too. So if you're going to win in boxing, you've got to get in shape. Because the other fighter that you'll be fighting, and we fight all over the state with other high schools all over the state, he's going to come out of that corner and he's going to try and kill you. So you got to be able to get in there and fight. And usually the one that's in the best shape will win the fight. So you have got to pay the price to get in the best shape. That means you can't have candy. You got to get to bed early. You can't. He gave me a whole litany of things. You've got to run 2 miles a day. You've got to spar every day. And you went the exercises and everything you got to go through. You're going to have to pay the price. Then you can win. That means you got to say no, no, no to the other. And as I've looked back on my life, that's one of the most profound things I ever heard. Because generally people, they'll make the decision based upon what is the most imminent and easy to do in the moment, in the near future, not the far away future. What is the easiest to do? And that generally is the wrong decision. So you got to see the big picture in order to win. And I just wanted to say that about this man, that he not only taught us how to fight, but he also gave us an attitude to win.